This is the brand new Dumbo RC DDF 350 10-channel color screen transmitter, and if this thing turns out to be as good as it looks, this could be the best budget transmitter of 2023. Let's take a closer look. In the box, we get the transmitter. We'll take a look at that in a minute. We get a brand new 10-channel Dumbo RC receiver, and we get the manual. Take a closer look at this manual. This just has the specifications in it and some instructions on how to change the settings. Taking a closer look at some of these details, we can see that this thing is supposed to be good for 350 meters of distance, which is awesome. It's only got a 10 model memory, which isn't the best. I think that's a limitation they should not have put on here. They could easily have had 100 models and it wouldn't have cost them any more. One really important thing you can see down here, it says all receivers of Dumbo are supported. That means that the old Dumbo RC receivers will work with this transmitter, which is really awesome to see. Let's take a closer look at this transmitter. This thing actually looks really nice. It's very slim, but feels really good in the hand. This wheel is actually CNC machined aluminum, and I wasn't sure how I was gonna like this, but it feels really nice. I'm used to rubber grips on these, but this aluminum feels weighty and it feels very high quality. You can reach it with your thumb for one-handed driving as long as your hands are big enough. And then this thing is just covered in buttons and dials and switches. I'm really excited to see what this color screen looks like though. Let's get some batteries in it and see. Looking in this battery compartment, we can see the battery tray does plug in, so we can actually use a LiPo battery in here, which is really nice. Okay, first startup. Under the general menu, we've got a few different options. We can set our auxiliary channel endpoints, sub-trims, your standard endpoints, reverses, and then you can verify how each channel is working. Oh, that's pretty cool. Check this out. If I turn right or left, it turns on these LEDs like turn signals. We can also change the buttons to whether or not they are latching, which is a great feature. The buttons also light up, which is a really nice feature to know whether they're on or off. We can remap all the buttons' functions to other functions. This thing is really fully featured. We've got tank mixing, winch mixing, and there's various other programmable mixings. Now here's where you will choose your model, and yes, there are only 10 models available here. Again, that is a little bit disappointing for something that is an artificial limitation. And we have the ability to change the alarm settings, which is really nice. Sometimes you don't want to hear all the beeping when you hit buttons, but you still want to hear your alarms. This allows us to choose different battery types. We can use standard AA's, 2S, and 3S, so if you are going to put a LiPo battery in there, you'll still retain your low battery warning feature. On this main home screen, we've got a timer, battery status, and the status of your various channels. Let's compare it to some other common transmitters. We've got a TQI transmitter here, and as you can see, the TQI transmitter is a little bit bigger, just about the same width though. This is my trusty RC4GS that I've used for years. I don't use this one anymore, but I use this for a very long time. And as you can see, the RC4GS is bigger in basically every dimension. And then we've got one of the new FlySky transmitters here. You can see the FlySky transmitter is way wider, but about the same height and about the same depth. But looks don't matter if this thing doesn't work, so let's get that receiver in a truck, check the range, and see if it can handle some abuse. Today's victim's gonna be this awesome Hobeo Hyper MTX. I've got Traxxas XRT tires on here, and we have got the new Quick Run WP8BL150 G2 ESC and motor combo. If you haven't seen my video on this, make sure you check it out after this one. This is probably the best deal in ESC motor combos you can get right now. Let's get that receiver installed. All right, let's check out the range on this thing. All right, well that is about as far as I feel comfortable driving that thing, so this thing has got plenty of range, even with its internal antenna. Let's bring it back. While we're bringing this car back, if you're enjoying this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. She's got the range, but is this receiver durable? Let's go find out. All right, guys, well, this transmitter is absolutely awesome. It's got the range, the receiver's got the durability. Let's talk about pricing. I think the price is probably the best part about this transmitter. Depending on what features you can get a plastic wheel or the metal wheel, different receivers. This thing's about 80 bucks, somewhere between 75 and 85 bucks, and that is really not a bad price. Now, that's the price on AliExpress. It's possible it's going to be more when this becomes available on Amazon, but overall, I think that this transmitter is probably the best budget transmitter you can buy right now. The only downside to this is that it only does 10 different models. I think that is a silly artificial limitation, and hopefully with a firmware upgrade, they increase that number. Each model only takes a tiny bit of memory, and I guarantee you this thing has enough memory in it to handle 20, 50, probably even 100 models, and that's a silly limitation. Now, whether or not that's a problem for you just depends on how many cars you have. The only other problem I see is that right now there is no camera mount for this. I'm sure someone's going to come up with one, so that's not a huge deal, but it is a limitation at this moment. So what do you think about this thing? Do you agree? Do you think this is the best budget transmitter you can get right now? What transmitter are you running? Let me know down in the comments. While you're down there, hit that subscribe button, and when you're done with that, check out this video.